I know it's been a long time coming, but we back ready to go right here on the Ultimate Browns. We gonna get right off into this thing. Myles Garrett speaks on Shedeur Sanders, and we're gonna find out whether or not he believes that he's quarterback number one. Everybody want to hear the questions. Everybody acting like they don't know what the number one question is. What is going to happen in the quarterback room? Myles Garrett talked to Micah Parsons. And you might be surprised what he said, bro. We're going to break this down, and we're going to do it the only way that we can on the fastest 30 minutes in all sports. You know what it is, your boy G. Bush right here with the Ultimate Browns. Welcome on into the fastest 30 minutes in all the sports. Is your boy G. Bush back with you, ready to go with the Ultimate Browns. We appreciate everybody who was showing me love. Was out sick a little bit last week, but now we got to get to it. A lot of news has passed. A lot of things have happened. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. We're going to get into what I thought the Super Bowl taught me about the Cleveland Browns and why I don't believe they're that far off, given what the performance was a couple of days ago with the Super Bowl. We'll talk about that as well. DeShaun Watson, his name is being resurfaced. His name is being resurfaced. Everything we talk about with DeShaun Watson, we always talk about it. What is he going to be? Is he going to be in position for quarterback one? Are they going to cut him? Are they going to keep him? I'm going to decode what's going on with DeShaun Watson in the only way that G. Bush can, because I think y'all missing the point on this thing. We'll talk about DeShaun Watson and his role on this football team. But first, let's get off to the comments. We've had a lot of comments. We've had Shelby Harris come out and talk about what Shedeur Sanders gets a bad rap. We've had Denzel Ward come out and say, man, I'm telling you what, man, I think I like Shedeur's traits. We've had Todd Monken speak on Shedeur Sanders. We've even had Andrew Berry speak on Shedeur Sanders. Let's see what Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett had to say with fellow defensive end Micah Parsons, talking about what he thinks about Shedeur Sanders. And Micah Parsons asked him straight up, is Shedeur the guy or not? We're going to see.
For quarterbacks, the challenges, do y'all have the guy? Is Shedeur the guy?
That's what we're looking at as a guy. No, we're going to give him a shot to prove that he's a guy. So we're not going to give anyone that title until they go out there and earn it. And he was the last person to be on the field, and he showed some flashes. So we're going to give him an opportunity to show what he can really do, uncork the ball.
Yeah, you paying another guy $46 billion. Is he going to get a shot?
I feel like everyone on the roster is going to get a shot. Now, he was the last guy on the field, so he's obviously going to get first service. And, DeShaun, whoever else on the roster, they're going to get a real look.
So let me give you, so first and foremost, like I always break it down with you. There's two things that you need to understand right here. So Myles Garrett is talking to what Todd Monken talked about. He said, when Todd Monken has been specifically asked about his quarterback room, he's told you in multiple organizations and multiple times, going back to the Baltimore Ravens, he said, I want to see what his teammates have to say with him. I want to see what his teammates have to say. The guy who comes forward, the it factor, the guy who's going to have the control of the room will have his teammates. The teammates know who it is. Emmitt Smith just talked about it a couple of days ago and said, the guys know who the man is. The guy in the locker room will tell you who it is. Shelby Harris came out and said, we riding with 12. We out here, and we are going to pick him up when he needs picked up, and we're going to be here with arms wide open. He said, with arms wide open, like he was Creed. You see what some of them are talking about right now. And if you just go in the comments, and I keep trying to tell y'all how this thing gets decoded, we hearing a lot of noise and a lot of other stuff from a lot of different other places other than where it should be the most emphasis is put in the locker room. Notice what Myles Garrett is saying. Is he the guy? That's what we treating him as. I don't know how much more you can get to, not to mention that when he came and got his Defensive Player of the Year award, he did throw it up a little bit. He did throw it up real quick, and he wasn't dipping and ripping. He just threw the wrist up a little bit. But just to be fair and just to get back to what we're talking about, if you listen to every single thing that the Cleveland Browns have done, and you listen to the people in the locker room, they've told you who the guy's going. He said he was end of the year, he's going to get the first shot at it. What does that say? That means to tell me that he's going to go into this season and the offseason as the number one quarterback on the depth chart. What he does and how he keeps it is up to his play on the field. But in terms of if you just parse out what everybody's talking about, everybody seems to be of that mindset. And by the way, Shedeur Sanders has the right mindset. When Todd Monken's name was released, Shedeur Sanders said, you know what, let's go to work. It's time to go to work. When Todd Monken pulled up, Shedeur Sanders said, hey, listen, playtime is over. I'm leaving Europe. I'm going to come back and talk to my peoples. I need to come back and see what's going on. I need to come back and see what's going on with Todd. I need to meet him at the airport. I need to meet him in the facility. I need to understand what this playbook is talking about. And that's because behind closed doors, what Andrew Berry is telling them, what Todd Monken is telling them, is be prepared. Go look at what Coach Prime said. His dad said, listen, we trying to, they looking at this is now you got a brand new life. You got a brand new lease on life. If you're a quarterback in this quarterback room, you got a brand new opportunity to come in here and get with a guy who's worked with Lamar Jackson, get with a guy who's run 2 national championships in college, get with an offensive dude that knows what he's talking about and what he's doing, and got some new insights into what offense is, and you're going to immerse yourself in the system and get ready to go. That's what we're looking for. See, everybody keeps coming out expecting the Cleveland Browns to come out and say, well, we believe in Shedeur Sanders. He's going to be the number one quarterback right now. Does you no good to do that? I said that in the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today. It's a new coach and new sheriff in the building. We haven't got no OTAs. We ain't got no spring ball. We ain't getting no involuntary workouts. We haven't even thrown the ball yet. We haven't even got into our playbook. So why would you expect Todd Monken and the Cleveland Browns to come out here and just knight somebody and give them a job? That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works in the league. But as I said on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today, there's always somebody's going to be up first, right? And Myles Garrett just sat here and told you. Doesn't mean that he's going to be the quarterback number one. Doesn't mean that DeShaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel and whatever other quarterback is in the room's not going to get a fair opportunity or fair shake to show what they can do. But he's going to be first up. This don't sound like a dude who was thinking that Malik Willis is coming in. This don't sound like a guy who thinks Mac Jones is getting traded for. These comments from Shelby Harris and Denzel Ward and Todd Monken don't seem like they're all in on going to get Ty Simpson. Like, these are options. You know, when Mary Kay was asked about it, she was asked about it on Ken and Anthony's show. Shout out to Ken and Anthony on 92.3 Defense. She said, listen, I'm not hearing anybody. Who's the guy we can go out and get? The Mac Jones of the world, the Malik Willis of the world. Now, she said personally she liked Malik Willis, but the thing is, guys, you got to take it for what the guys in the locker room are saying. And the period point blank, when you're hearing these guys in the locker room talk about it, they're showing a level of support for Shedeur Sanders. They're showing a level of level-headedness when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. And they're showing a level of, yo, we ready to come in and see what they're going to offer. And by the way, I want the best DeShaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel. And if the Cleveland Browns feel like they got an offensive guy that's going to come in here, that's going to add some different things and wrinkles and get these guys playing optimally, then of course they would think so. I keep trying to tell people one of the major issues with the Cleveland Browns and why guys was not performing and why guys wasn't up to a certain snuff is because they looked at the track record of not only Shedeur Sanders, not only Dylan Gabriel, not only DeShaun Watson, not only DTR, not only Joe Flacco, not only Jacoby Brissett, not only Baker Mayfield. They looked at the totality of everything going down. And they made an assessment that the offense wasn't good for years in Cleveland. But just because you believe that Kevin is greater than what he was, they're telling you a lot of the problem with the Cleveland Browns was up to the archaic, nasty work offense from Kevin Stefanski. They told you that. Kevin Stefanski said it wasn't my offense because he went and assembled the same team in Atlanta. The world will find out. We're going to have an opportunity to check and see. But in terms of what the players in the locker room are saying, I mean, players in the locker room is standing up loud and clear. I didn't talk to multiple players. All of them like, yeah, bro, we already know what this is. You already know what type of time this is. And just because you first up does not mean anybody's handing anything to him. This is exactly how the Cleveland Browns are supposed to be operating. And I want to get this misconception out the way too, because people is trying to say that if you support Shedeur Sanders, we want people to come out and say that we giving something or he should be given the job or he shouldn't have to work for nothing. That is completely false. Nobody is scared of no competition. Nobody is scared to show up and let it go throw for throw. The problem is last year he was not given a fair opportunity. And they told you that Dillon Gabriel was better than him and gave him every opportunity to show for it, and he didn't earn it, not one bit. So when people came at you and told you, hey, bro, you said it was going to be a competition of 4 people, and we found out that it was a farce, don't get mad at us because we blew the cover on that. Nobody wants anything handed to them. Everybody just wants a fair opportunity to show what they can do and let their work speak for itself. So if you saying that people, you want Shedeur Sanders to be given, no, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I want Dillon Gabriel to be at his best. I want DeShaun Watson to be at his best. I want Shedeur Sanders to be at his best. I want every single day to come in. You know, you got to come in here and go throw for throw. Be locked in, dialed in the offseason. And guess what? Shedeur Sanders has never shown me anything different than that. DeShaun Watson has never shown me anything different than that. Heck, Dillon Gabriel ain't never shown me. See, this is the problem. I've been kind of consistent on it. Like, people has been, this whole notion of you just get rid of people is not the way life really works, bro. There's consequences and actions and financial ramifications and social implications and draft capital implications. Just because a guy didn't perform up to snuff in one organization and another regime doesn't mean another regime comes in and you scrap the whole thing and set yourself back 5 to 10 years. This year in 2026, hey, I don't know what the plan is. The plan is to see if Shedeur Sanders is a franchise quarterback, period, point blank. Number 2, we want to see if DeShaun Watson can reclaim some parts of his career. Is he a viable backup? And is he able to play a role in which he can get his career kickstarted somewhere else? Or possibly be a backup here. But either way, he's getting an opportunity to resurrect his career. Dillon Gabriel, we want to see if you can be a viable backup in the league. That's what I think your ceiling is. We want you to see you come in here, compete, and be a viable backup. I don't understand all the people that's wanting the Dillon Gabriel to get traded. You was the one who told us that he was a supercomputer. You thought he can be a starter. He can't be a third-team backup. You already used the pick on him. DeShaun Watson, you already is using $50 million, all this cap space, and you want to tell me that you going out to get Malik Willis? It don't make no sense. Speaking of, we'll talk about DeShaun Watson's role, and I'll tell you exactly all you need to know about where they are with DeShaun Watson and where his plans are. We'll come back and we talk about it right here on the Ultimate Browns. Make sure you're checking out the Ultimate Browns. Ultimate Browns, we're going to be ready to go. G. Bush, we coming at you on Tuesdays. Make sure you check that out, like and subscribe. The offseason is coming up. Make sure you're getting in and understanding. All season is coming up. Draft is coming up. We're going to get to OTAs and all this other stuff. So if you want to keep in contact with the latest Cleveland Browns updates, make sure you check me out on the Ultimate Browns every single Tuesday right here on the UCS Network. Welcome back to the fastest 30 minutes in all sports. It's your boy G. Bush back here with the Ultimate Browns. Let's get to the DeShaun Watson piece. I asked something today, and I said, listen, guys, why are y'all confused about DeShaun Watson? I'm not confused about it. I'm not confused at all. I've been telling you on this channel and multiple channels and all the channels I've been on that DeShaun Watson has a place and a plan on this football team. The only thing that we've heard from him is that DeShaun Watson is working hard to get rehab, and he's been a delight to deal with. You saw him mentoring Shedeur Sanders on the sideline in Las Vegas. You saw him come back, get his feet wet in practice in his 21-day period. They shut him down. But here's the thing that you guys should be looking forward to. And this is why I always be trying to give y'all some word and trying to give you a little something to parse through this. It's not about what they say, it's about what they don't say. When Myles Garrett says you got another dude on the team, $50 million, right? Let me see what he said again. Where you at, Myles? Myles will tell you what he thought about DeShaun Watson. Watch his face. Go ahead. Say it again, G. Bush.
4 quarterbacks, the challenges. Do y'all have the guy? Is Shedeur the guy?
That's what we're looking at as a guy. We're going to give him a shot to prove that he's a guy. So we're not going to give anyone that title until they go out there and earn it. And he was the last person to be on the field, and he showed some flashes. So we're going to give him an opportunity to show what he can really do, uncork the ball.
Yeah, you paying another guy $46 million. Is he going to get a shot?
I feel like everyone on the roster is going to get a shot. Now, he was the last guy on the field, so he's obviously going to get first service. And, DeShaun, whoever else on the roster, they're going to get a real look.
You see Myles Garrett bat his eyes like 6 times. He was like, well, obviously, everybody going to get a shot. That's a look on the squad, but, Shedeur was there. He going to get them first servings, them first dibs on that QB1. Now, you see Myles Garrett, he just telling you, sometimes us defensive players, we're not so eloquent, right? It's hard for us to hide our emotions. See, offensive guys is really good at hiding their emotions and don't be telling you nothing, and they can play and skate and do certain things. But if you just listen to what he said he getting $49 million chilling around. What he gonna do? The reality of the situation is everything that you needed to know about DeShaun Watson is predicated on 2 things: availability and the lack thereof availability. What are you talking about? Well, when Todd Monken was hired, the Cleveland Browns put out a clip of Shedeur Sanders meeting with the general manager, Andrew Berry, and Todd Monken, day 1, in the building. He made it be imperative and made it be known that you need to be here to talk, and we got some things we're going to go over. In that meeting, after the door closed, they probably went over some parameters. Hey, this is how we're going to approach this thing. You're going to hear a lot of questions about quarterback 1, quarterback 3. We keeping our head down and we focusing and moving. You turn around and you look at the level of confidence, whether it's the Shelby Harrises, whether it's the Denzel Wards, whether it's anybody talk about the Cleveland Browns. I don't remember them doing this many interviews in my life, bro. They continue to come out and do these interviews, but the thing that's always consistent is they're not mentioning DeShaun Watson's name in these interviews. He brought him up in this case. But my question to you is, if they was really in contention like this, and I think he is going to be the backup quarterback, but I think that's where it stops. Can DeShaun Watson, if he comes out and has a tremendous camp and cooks, could he be the quarterback? Sure. There's nothing to say against that. But he's going to have mostly an opportunity to showcase in these preseason games and showcase around the league. And I could be a person like Sam Darnold. By the way, Sam Darnold's upside is Sam Darnold, where he is at in the league, has been nowhere closer to where DeShaun Watson was. DeShaun Watson was an undeniable a top 3 quarterback. Has he had a lot of injuries with the shoulders? Has he had a lot of injuries with the Achilles? Is his arm the same? Is his psyche the same? Is his mobility the same? That's yet to be seen. But let's not act like we haven't seen people in this league, whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's Baker Mayfield, whether it's Geno Smith until this last coming year. Look at quarterback play around the league. If you're an elite guy, an elite play caller, and you can coach the position up, you think that you can get the most out of a bunch of people. So when you look at it, if DeShaun Watson was in the same perspective, in the same area, in the same level, in the same thought process of when Todd Monken lands, you better be in the building talking to Todd. DeShaun Watson was over there having a good time in Europe, spending his money. Shout out to him and his beautiful wife. I ain't got no problems with it. But you know what I think they done told him? They've already outlined a role. They've already outlined what their expectations for him is. They've already outlined, and I asked the question, why is it that we haven't heard from him? Where's the interviews? He's not doing interviews because they told him what his role was. Your role is to be back in the background. You're going to be the backup quarterback. You're going to be supportive. And the first thing we're not going to do is we're not doing interviews. We're not doing no press runs, because the thing that you want to do is you want to be out of sight, out of mind. That's how you rehabilitate somebody's career. That's how you rehabilitate. And you've already started to notice. It may not happen here because you don't understand. The way the league works is the league mandates to the national guys. The local guys come around later. They've mandated. Watch how DeShaun Watson's image start to change. You done already started to see it. People talk about, he's a changed man. He's turned to religion. He's a saved, born again Christian. He got married. He out of the mix. You don't see him doing too much. You don't see him doing no interviews. You don't see him out and about. When he is doing something for the community, it's low key. His name is out of the headlines. And what they're doing is slowly but surely, watch how the rehabilitation works. Slowly but surely, you start to see, DeShaun Watson's been great in the building. DeShaun Watson's been a great mentor. DeShaun Watson has really shown that he can get his athleticism back. He's really shown something. And then when we get to the offseason, you have the ability to now get back and put some things on tape. That's how that process starts, and that's how you start to get to a point where now you're back and seen as a person who's no longer toxic. See, that comes national first. We always come around because we too close to it. There's some people that still don't like DeShaun Watson because they traded all them picks for him. Some people don't like that Baker had to go. Some people don't like the fact that when he was here, that he didn't play that well. When some people don't like the allegations. There's a bunch of things locally why people got a thing that he just needs to go. But here's how it works. The NFL and the syndicate has told you, we tell you who's nice. We tell you who's going to get the money. We tell you who's going to be Pro Bowlers. I think it's kind of strange that Myles Garrett, he doing all kind of press runs. He was on the Tonight Show. I said, dang, Myles Garrett on Tonight Show? I don't remember that many defensive players on the Tonight Show. Defensive player of the year, he doing a lot out here. He don't seem to be running around here crying about Jim Schwartz. Matter of fact, he up here sounding like he gonna get the first shots. I'm like, dang, Myles Garrett is entrenched. You see, this is how it works. I knew what I needed to know when they made Shedeur Sanders a Pro Bowler. The Browns didn't do that. His fans didn't. The NFL did that. The National Football League did that. When they turned around and told you that the Cleveland Browns was going to be in Paris, when y'all just make up this Paris game, is it a coincidence he was already over there in Fashion Week getting it? Is it a coincidence that his endorsements is up? Is it a coincidence that Prime is everywhere? I'm like, dang, Prime doing interviews at an all-time high. Shelby Harris is cooking. You see, notice. See, y'all can learn from it. See, notice, even the dudes that's in the mix understand what the views look differently. Why? Because now it's more interest. I'm like, dang, I ain't seen this many Cleveland Browns doing this much press ever. Come on now. Just go ahead and let DeShaun Watson has a very evident role on this team. And if you would get out your feelings, you would be able to see it. So what, you thought he played bad for whatever the picks he got? This is a whole new regime. Why would you think that they hold him accountable for what other dudes is going? That's what you guys don't get. Everything in your mind now has been a fresh restart. If you was good, the first day of OTAs, they're going to tell them, if you was good under Kevin Stefanski, that was nice. We'll see if you're good under Todd Monken. If you was good under Jim Schwartz defense, we're going to keep that same defense, but we're going to keep somebody in-house. So it's a lot of different things. The mentality has changed, and they doing it wise, because what they really doing to y'all, I don't know what they really throwing you off the scent. Because if you came out and said Shedeur Sanders was the leader in the clubhouse, you just simply say the Browns are dysfunctional because you handed him something he didn't earn. If they came out and said, absolutely, we're going to look for we're going to turn over every stone, and we don't even mention Shedeur Sanders' names when it comes to talking about what his good attributes are, or he going to be a starter, then what you going to say? See, they don't believe in Shedeur Sanders before he even get a chance to get on the field. What they doing is keeping it real light and neutral. So now any move that they make, there's no narrative attached to it. They're not giving you no ability to create a narrative before anything happens on the field. And that is the way you do good PR. Y'all might be learning something. But when we come back, what I did learn something is, let's talk about the doggone Super Bowl. I think the Cleveland Browns is closer than we think. And it all has to do with roster construction and the myth about quarterbacks. We'll come back and talk about it right here on the fastest 30 minutes in all the sports. It's your boy, G. Bush, with the Ultimate Browns. Well, we understand baseball season, spring training is right around the corner. If you want to get your most baseball information, you want to get the ultimate Guardians out on the Bulls. Zach Myles will be talking to Guardians all summer long. You get it right here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show Network. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you get that. Hey, James Harden trade is looking crazy. The Cavs is must-see, must-watch box office. They are contenders. Let Mikey McNuggets and Jason Lloyd break it all down for you on the Ultimate Cavaliers. That is the place to be getting up this spring and when the playoffs coming. And also, my man, shout out to my man, R. Earl, the Pearl Ultimate 216. I was just on there the other day. Make sure you check that out. Him and Cecil hold it down over there. Especially, they've been doing a great job during Black History. Make sure you continue to support Ultimate 216. And you got to watch all of our channels because that's where we're giving you the most when it comes to the Cleveland sports scene. What the Super Bowl taught me, and what it taught me about winning, and this taught me that the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, and a lot of teams are not far off. See, one thing that the NFL has done a great job of doing is they really believe in parity. They really believe double, triple, quadruple down when it comes to parity and teams that you didn't expect. And when you take a look at the Patriots and the Seahawks, the Patriots won 4 games last year. And they had a second-year quarterback that got them to the Super Bowl. You look at Sam Darnold, who's played for 5 teams. He was left for dead multiple times. And guess what? He is a Super Bowl champion. And I'll give Drake Crawford credit for this. He is right. The days of you just saying, I got a top 5 quarterback and you rolling out of bed and you're going to win a championship, that's not it. I think we're more in the era of now the pendulum is swung to now you need a good team. And what I mean by a good team is you need to have guys that are doing their job at a high level at every part of the organization. Don't tell me which is more important, the quarterback or the coach, because those two positions are very important. But if you ain't got no offensive line, you see what all that noise was. And I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious that when we talk about Drake May, played terrible yesterday, but his offensive line was garbage as well. Couldn't run the football, couldn't get nothing done. So it goes hand in hand. It just don't work that way with quarterbacks that you don't necessarily think you have the level of upside, because we've been doing that all day and twice on Sunday. I could tell you how last Super Bowl or a couple Super Bowls ago when Patrick Mahomes got dominated by the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, Patrick Mahomes, but listen, these guys go out here and get paid too. The evolution of defensive linemen that are the most athletic dudes on the football field, they're going to get after you. The physicality. You talk about how you can't find a solidified offensive line. You can't run the football. These are all things that go into a situation that make you a Super Bowl contending team. It's just not the quarterback. It's just not the coach. It's everything. Do you have a receiver? Do you have running game? Can you mix it up? Can your defense shut teams down? And if you watch Seattle, they did it 2 ways. They outscored the Rams in the NFC Championship. Then they turned around and then shut down the team when they needed to on defense. That goes to show you, you're not going to have it all the time. It's not, quarterbacks are not good enough anymore to come out here, roll out of bed, and just get it done. It's why Josh Allen ain't won no championships. It's why Lamar Jackson ain't won no championships. It's why Joe Burrow ain't won no Super Bowls. Yeah, you got great offense. Yeah, you got a great quarterback and you got a franchise quarterback. But what are you doing around them? Do you have an elite play caller? Do you got an elite offensive line that can give you time? Do you got a playmaker, a couple playmakers on the outside? Do you have the pass rush? Do you have the corner? You have to be a damn good football team. It's no longer let's play fantasy. It's, hey, you need to win at that level, you better be bringing it home. You better be getting it, and everybody got to be working at one level. And if you watch, the Cleveland Browns already got half of it. They already got half of it. They got a playmaker at every single level on their defense. Myles Garrett, Carson Schlesinger, and Denzel Ward. You can throw Grant Delpit back in the deep back end. They got a playmaker on defense at every single level that can get it done. That performance that we saw, I've seen the Cleveland Browns do that type of stuff to people over the last 3 to 4 years. All you need to do is get you some competent play calling, a little innovation, get you some receivers and some linemen, and let's roll. Everybody is running around here thinking, oh, I don't know how they're going to win more than guys. Are you guys not watching these football games? When I watch these football games from a football perspective and standpoint, I'm looking at dudes that can be had. You telling me the Patriots got that off? That work that they was putting in, a defense played lights out. That Patriots defense did it, but come on, bro. You can't get that level of production. Come on now. I'm not impressed with the Broncos like that. The Broncos did some nice things, but you see what I'm saying? Guys, the Chiefs didn't even make the playoffs. Get a coach that understands what they can do and develop you a quarterback, and you might have something. And then the crazy part about it is the traits that you got in your quarterback are the traits that you can't really teach. The improvisation, the deep ball, the it factor, the leadership, the extension of plays, throwing in tight windows. He has those things evident. Give him a Jalen Tyson, give him a Mekhi Lemon, give me a Carnell Tate, give me a couple of dudes up front, and some free. This era, and why everybody is so doom and gloom, this era should excite you more than any other era in football, because now we getting back to the meta is evening out. The meta is evening out. You got teams that's showing up with good elite defenses is getting into the playoffs. You still got some quarterbacks that are elite, that are guys that can really put points on the board. You just see what the running back position is now. 2 years in a row, I see Saquon, right? I see Kenneth Walker. Now running backs are coming. McCaffrey, they're coming back to the forefront. You're starting to see now defensive coaches kind of take their game to the next level. You're seeing great play callers. It's more than one way to skin a cat. And right now, more than anything, the parity should have you excited to have a new era of Cleveland Browns football rather than being pessimistic. You're supposed to be out here saying, listen, man, if the Patriots can do it, we can do it. I seen the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs. We can do it. I just saw what the Chicago Bears look like. We can do that. Huh? When is it your turn? When is it your opportunity? Super Bowl tells me it's out there waiting for you to get it. Now let's see how you're going to go about it. Improve the roster, get better, and let's work and let's cook. With that being said, you never know where G. Bush might show up. Radio, television, internet, but if you want a fresh cut on sports, I keep the Clippers with me. Have a good rest of your evening. And as always, like we always say, we may be mad at them sometimes. It's always go Browns.